Live once again from Hong Kong, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grossmitz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight, once again, we're exploring summer, or rather the end of summer, with A Summer's End, Hong Kong, 1986. This game, oddly enough, takes place in Hong Kong, in the summer of 1986. Who would have thought? We play as Michelle, a young woman who formerly had a good upbringing. Unfortunately, her family has fallen on some hard times, and she is now a standard office lady until she met Sam, a slightly older woman who is very obviously a lesbian and is into her, and Michelle is not entirely sure what that means. At the very end of the last stream, after meeting her for the second time, Sam took Michelle to a discotheque, and they had a questionable time that led back to Sam's apartment, and Sam was overly adventurous with Michelle, we'll go with. Possibly assault? It's very tricky to deal with and discuss. Michelle definitely dissociated when Sam kissed her and wasn't sure what to make of it. She was afraid but also interested, so it is obvious that Michelle needs to find herself, which I think is kind of the point of the game. So, it's been interesting though. The game draws heavily on the 80s aesthetic, and Chinese cinema and culture, and kind of vaporwave and everything like that. We're hearing some of the soundtrack in the background right now. The game has some very cool hand-drawn arts and original music for it, which is what drew me to it initially. So we're going to continue with it tonight. I don't know how far along we'll get. Supposedly the game is about 6 hours long, so I figured 3 streams, roughly 2 hours a pop. Without any further ado though, let's jump in. And play. I lied. Load. So yeah, we first met Sam. We went to get our shoes fixed. So Michelle met Sam. Her father was the cobbler. And then we went back the next day. Or nothing. Well, it seemed like it was the next day. It might have been a couple days later. Because Michelle is clearly... She senses something there. She's interested in Sam in some way. So Michelle went back, met her at her video store where Sam works. And they talked and went to a bar or discotheque. And Michelle was clearly uncomfortable with it, but was trying to put on a good face for Sam. And then one thing led to another, and there was a very awkward, slightly assaulty kiss from Sam, and Michelle ran away and is now back home. So that is where we are picking up. After such a long day, I arrived back home. Couldn't believe what I'd been through today. Caught my own reflection in the mirror by the doorway entrance. I looked disheveled. My hair was frizzy, the foundation on my face is rubbed out. The dark circles that formed under my eyes were so horribly apparent. I was so tired. Needed to get out of Sam's shirt right away and wash up for bed. Tiptoed my way down the hall corridor. Mother would be upset if she knew I got back at this hour. Called my mother earlier so she would rest assured that I was all right on the way home. Lights were off when I arrived home. She must have gone to bed already. There's no way she would stay up this late for me. I sighed. I had a few hours to rest before I'd have to be at work again. This was all her fault. I was about to step in my room successfully unnoticed when I heard the sound of my mother's bedroom door open. My mother stepped out. She didn't greet me at first, though her expression had said enough. Why are you home so late? I told you I was going to be late. Things kept happening at work. It's much for you to come back in the early morning. What's your shirt like that? Huh? Like what? It's so wrinkled. It's been a long day, that's all. I'm sorry. Didn't have to wait for me to come back. Told you I would be late. Put your meal in the fridge. I can save it for your lunch tomorrow. Thank you. Going back to sleep. Okay, good night. Oh. What is it? Called your workplace and they said you left early today. Oh. Should hurry up to bed. You have to work tomorrow. Can't go to work looking like this. Oh, okay. Mother returned to her bedroom as quietly as she came. It only took a few minutes for me to regain my composure. Her cold demeanor and curt statements caught me unguarded. Mother had the ability to send feelings of guilt and fear deep into my spine. I didn't really want to hear what she thought of me coming home late. I don't know why it always seemed like this with my mother. Her care and concern had always been so much where it could be controlling. I know she loves me very much, only worries for my well-being. Mother had done her best to take care of me alone after my father passed away. I know she's been lonely. I love my mother. Sometimes I just want her to let me be my own person. But I told her what I was. That I was with another woman and... Sam. What a weird person. Let myself get caught up in her games and such a thing happened. But I get myself cleaned up and put this night behind me. Couldn't let a person I just met change the life I've worked so hard to build up. Get myself out of this weird shirt and put myself to bed. I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about the kiss. Never seen my mother and father kiss. Wow, that's... Movies, it was always between a man and a woman. How could Sam just kiss me like that? Felt embarrassed and hot just thinking about it. Sam really did kiss me, right? She walked towards me. She used her body to push me against the balcony window. Her body was warm. Remember the cool touch of the window on my back, that of Sam's jade necklace on my neck. An old-fashioned stone pendant of Sam's gilded down my neck and collarbone when she leaned in towards me. Sam had put her lips on mine. She pressed her lips on mine tightly. The kiss felt like it lasted for an eternity. She finally pulled away. I was left breathless. Sam was so brazen. She didn't hesitate at all to go in for another kiss. Second time, she even parted my lips with her tongue. Ugh. I remember making a weird sound. I felt so embarrassed. I still couldn't believe it. Never imagined that I would kiss someone like that. Sam, what have you done? At the end of the night, I did not get a wink of sleep. My legs were sore, my eyes were swollen. So I can get myself to work like this? Laid on the bed ruminating over thoughts of calling in sick. I better not. Miss work, I would trouble my coworkers, give myself a harder time at work the next day. Sure, if I stayed home, my mother would give me a long lecture on how irresponsible I was to skip work. I didn't want to have a one-on-one confrontation with my mother if I didn't have to. Now she'll try to bring up what happened last night if I did. Forced myself to get up soon. Looked at my clock again. I had some time to spare. Chose to keep my eyes closed for a little longer. I had time until the morning alarm sounded. I groaned, reasoned to myself that I could stay in bed for another 5 minutes if I ate while walking to the station. 5 more minutes. Make up the time by running up the escalators. 1 more minute. Oh no, it's gonna be late. I was able to get out of bed in the end. My morning commute was a terrible rush. I made it to work just barely on time, which was late considering that I usually arrived early. There's already a stack of faxes and documents waiting on my desk for me to process. I hate fax machines. Today was going to be a long day. Hey, Michelle. Hello, you there? Oh, still there? What is it, Joey? Look like you were in a trance. Are you alright? I'm just a little tired. It's quite a lot of work for me to do in the morning. Oh yeah? Shouldn't push yourself so hard. You're going to get lunch soon. See, you often go to that nearby eatery. Is it good? Yes, nearby eatery. My favorite restaurant. Not yet. I have a few more documents I want to push through. You work too much. You need to take a break or you're going to exhaust yourself. I know. You look so pale. Did you eat this morning? No, I was running a bit late, so I skipped breakfast. What? Can you not eat at all? It happens sometimes. Okay, we're getting lunch. Now? Yes, or else you'll pass out. I brought lunch today. What? If you're tired, you need to eat something fresh and hot. Sound like my mother. Really? Good, because I care. Man, you're coming on a little strong too, dude. Come on, let's get some grub. Brought Joey to my usual lunchtime haunt. I like this place because it was conveniently close to the office and reasonably priced. What will you order? I usually get the barbecue pork rice. I'll get that. Excuse me, miss. We'll get 2 orders of barbecue pork rice. 2 orders of barbecue pork rice coming up. Wait, actually make that just 1. I'll get the fishball soup instead. Okay, 1 order of barbecue pork rice and 1 order of fishball soup. That was what we had last night with Sam. Soup so light. It's sufficient. If it suits you. So if you're tired, you should eat something meatier. My sister has anemia and she gets dizzy spells very easily when she doesn't eat enough. But eat more pork and beef if you're anemic. Is that so? It's too bad for your sister. Yes, my mother makes her goji berry and red date soup. Good for women, she says. Can have her make some extra for you. Oh, there's no need for that. I just didn't get enough sleep last night. Be sure to eat a balanced diet. All right, good. Hey, tell me. It's a little personal, but do you mind if I ask you something? What is it? A fellow in my department wanted to know if there was someone you liked. Well? Why do you ask? I was just asking for a coworker. Okay, I know it's too personal. You know, your reports are quite popular among my colleagues. Oh, dude, I love reading reports. It's the sickest. It's just data. I don't understand why it's so popular. No, you're always with Mrs. Tam. Well, I'm Mrs. Tam's personal assistant. That's why you're quite an enigma for the rest of the office. An enigma? I don't think I'm a mysterious person. Alright, then answer me another question. It's a simple one. What? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do outside of work? I like to read and listen to music. You know, the ordinary things. People things. That's great. What kind of books do you like? Nothing in particular. I can read any book. What are you reading now? I'm reading this Wuxia novel. Oh, that's interesting. I read them lots when I was in my teens. Hey, don't you think I got the brows of a kung fu superstar? What? Mother says I'm handsome enough to be an actor. That's... wow. Boy, you are just... This guy. Boy, I hope we can let him down hard. She said studying was more important. That's why I have glasses and became an accountant. I see. That's quite logical advice. Think she was right. Just a point. It's tough to make it as a film star. I guess so. Mother was right in the end. I don't think I could work anywhere as an actor outside of Hong Kong. What do you mean by that? Think about immigrating? I haven't yet. Just start thinking about it. They signed the papers. You think things will be the same? I don't know. I can't imagine things will change that much. Thinking about leaving Hong Kong for good? Plan on it. I went to college in America. It's not bad. The roads and houses are huge. Everything, including the food proportions, are bigger. My dream is to own a big house with a big yard and raise a family. I see. That's quite an admirable dream. So why didn't you stay in America after finishing your studies? Oh, Mother wanted me to come back and find a wife in Hong Kong first. I see. Majored in English, right? It won't be too big of a change for you to live in America. I'm not sure about that. Food came shortly. Joey seemed to be an intelligent guy. He was tall, his appearance was neat. Wore an expensive brand of wristwatch. Looked new, the silver on the band still had a bright shine. Probably came from a good and caring family. I'm sure he's beloved and cherished son of the family. His mother and father must be proud of him. Watched him dig into his meal. Something about the way he ate the barbecue pork rice. The way the sheen of the pork fat shone off his lips. Wasn't much at all similar to Sam's. Got up from my seat quickly. Just remembered I haven't sent off my morning reports to my supervisor. Always done them before lunch. How tired I must be to let that slip my mind. Done eating already? Yes, I want to head back to the office to finish my work. So gung-ho at work, that's great. Wait for me, I'll finish up too. After an intensive day at my desk, I managed to finish my work on time. Packed up my things and clocked out. Today I decided to go straight home. I'd put a movie on after dinner to relax. Regardless, it would be an early night at home for me. I was happy when it was finally the weekend. But a long and tiring week. I'll take it easy for the next few days. Because of a broken shoe, such a sequence of events had transpired. By fluke, the shoe broke and became unwearable. But now that it's fixed, the shoe will carry out its purpose until it eventually wears out and becomes unwearable once again. Till then, the shoe has no need to be repaired by a shoe cobbler. The same way, a healthy person doesn't need to be seen by a doctor. Not true. You should always go in for screenings just to be safe and careful. Well, assuming your insurance covers it. Likewise, I didn't have any reason to see her. Of course, I watched the movie that I bought from her. Not because it was her suggestion, but because I had already brought a copy. Be a waste to set it aside and let it collect dust in my room. Looked into the film, received a few accolades at the time of its release. Wanted to see it for its own cultural merit. Watched the movie. The main character. She struggled every moment in the film to be accepted as an equal in society. She struggled until everything was taken away from her. Everything she did almost felt like it was in vain. It's a very depressing movie. Sam, what did you think after watching this film? Stopped the tape and rewound it to the beginning. That's very kind of you. Saturday was the day I have time to tidy up my room and prepare for the next week. Done my laundry in the morning and finished sorting everything into its proper place. There's one item that did not have its proper place, however. It's Sam's shirt that I borrowed that day. pondered on what I should do with it. I fought against hanging it in my closet. Having it would be an eyesore reminder of what a strange night I spent with her. Tossing it would be too heartless. Still had my blouse. I wouldn't want her to toss out my blouse. It was Italian silk. I don't know about Sam's cotton shirt, but mine had monetary value. I hope she didn't throw away a perfectly good shirt. Just get back my blouse and give this shirt back to her. That would make us even. Won't have anything more between us after that. Mother, I'm going out today. It's taking in the outfits. It's the first time we have not seen Mother in a nightgown. You're going out? Who are you meeting? I'm meeting a friend. A friend? Yes, a high school classmate. Where are you meeting? Just the market in Mongkok. Look around there and have lunch nearby. Skirt you're wearing is so short. And white color. Anyone can easily see your white underwear. Mother. No? Just change into pants if you're going out alone. It's fine, Mother. It's dangerous, especially in such a busy place. Everyone dresses like this on a hot day. It is the end of summer, after all. In 1986. Really? Not going that far, and I'm not planning to be out long anyway. When will you come home? I don't know. Be home by dinner time. Okay. Make sure to come home earlier. Make your favorite fish maw soup. All right. I can't wait to have it. Be back home soon. Bye-bye. I lied to my mother again. It wasn't anything. The truth would confuse and trouble her. My mother raised me quite strictly. It wasn't until after I finished high school that she eased up about me going out to meet with friends. In the past, she had to vet and approve who I was seeing before she let me leave through the door. For me to explain to her someone like Sam, it was obvious I had to alter the truth. I'd be concerned if she knew I had just met her by chance in Mongkok. She'd be bewildered if she knew I'd gone with her to a pub. Not even know where to begin with my mother if I had to explain the nature of our relationship. Little things such as celebrity gossip and drama were a consternation of my conservative mother. She even processed the concept of two girls being in such a relationship. What even is your relationship? It wasn't related to me, of course. For my mother, the concept of it doesn't even exist in her mind. This thing would fall under the category of perverse and abnormal behavior for her and anyone else in proper society. If I told my mother what kind of person Sam was, she would go into temporary shock and then barrage me with 100 other questions after she revived. No matter, what I told my mother was a small lie. Let's go to the market. It was the weekend, after all. The weather was beautiful and clear. It was warm, but not overly sweltering. There's a light breeze in the air. For such a beautiful summer day, I should go out and enjoy what this city has to offer. Plan was to go to Sam's store, drop off her old shirt, and hopefully reclaim the blouse that I had left her with. Then I would be off on my own merry way. Squared up whatever I had left to do with Sam, I could do anything I want after that. Maybe I would go shopping. The most important thing was getting my blouse back. That was my plan. I've forgotten how busy the market gets on weekend. With the weekend crowds, it took a considerable amount of effort to locate Sam's little video stall. Remember, I'd got myself lost in the area the other night. I had one wrong turn and gave myself quite a fright. I couldn't believe it. Looked like any other market street during the day. So many people out and about, all the stores were open. It was hardly eerie. Now, what street was Sam's store on again? It was in the red light district. When I arrived at her store, I found the gate panels were shuttered. The store was closed. She stepped out for a break. Looked closely and saw a note stuck on the shop panel. It said the store won't be open today. I have expected this. I wasn't too surprised. Sam seemed like a person who will let go of her business on the busiest day of the week. But really, today of all days, I couldn't believe it. She always leaving her store in the middle of the day like this. What should I do? Came all this way. I didn't want to come here again if I could avoid it. Should I go to her apartment? How would I know that she'd be home? Could I locate her apartment? It wasn't far from here, but all the buildings and streets look so similar. And the neighborhood looked completely different at night compared to the day. No, I barely knew her. I shouldn't go knocking on her door unannounced. But I stood on the sidewalk contemplating. Got strange looks from people in this area. I felt uncomfortable. Sam's store was not exactly in the best area. I should go. There's no point in waiting around here. I have to write off my blouse as a loss. I started my way back towards the train station when I felt the hand of someone slap my back quite hard. I turned around. I was upset. I had no patience to be accosted today. What is it? Huh? Hey, it's Michelle, right? It's the bar owner, Cecilia. She had a pair of oversized sunglasses on her face and dressed in bright, flamboyant colors. Yes, black, my favorite bright and flamboyant color. What? I guess even the shirt, though, it's flamboyant, but it's certainly not bright. That's a dark purple. Or skirt. Did I say skirt or shirt? I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. If she doesn't have such a signature way of styling herself, I wouldn't have recognized her so easily on sight. Eh, Cecilia? The other night you and Samantha left so early, I didn't get a chance to see you on the dance floor. Sorry about that. So, something happened between you two that night? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You don't know? Samantha was acting odd yesterday. I guess nothing happened after all. Well, whatever. You're meeting Samantha here, right? No, I was just in the area. Oh, why do you always have to be so coy, dressed up like that? Like what? A white skirt? Who are you fooling? It's too bad you met me instead. I'm also looking for Samantha. I need one more person to play bird with me later. Well, don't ask me. I don't have any idea where she is. Do you play Mahjong? No, I don't. What? You're joking. I'm not. You should try. We have Mahjong nights at my house every Tuesday. I'm busy. Talking to you is like talking to a brick wall sometimes. I'm only answering frankly. I don't get you. Alright. If you don't know where Samantha is either, I'm going to call her. I'm not going to waste time waiting around. Celia walked over to a phone booth. Oh my god. That's how you really know we're in the 80s. She dialed a number from memory, even more so. I don't know anybody's number. Not anymore. Not for many years. She didn't seem to wait too long before hanging up. Still not picking up. Think I got her pager. Ooh, even better. Peak 80s right here. So it's so difficult to get a hold of. If she's not picking up, she's probably out. I'll leave her a message. Celia dialed another number and left a brief message with the operator. She walked back to me and proceeded to take a large ring out of keys from her jacket pocket. Sorted through the set of keys until she found a small silver one that she used to unlock Sam's store gates. She pulled the gates halfway up and gestured me to go inside. Okay, she should get the message soon. Just wait a little bit longer for her. She's usually good about answering messages. It's actually about to leave. I went out of my way to help you. I've already waited long enough. I'm going now. I didn't make plans to meet her anyways. Why do you act like this? I really don't understand. What? Going to do something, then do it. Don't back out halfway. Huh? Going to wait in or not? Inside the store. Well, are you going to squat on the street? No, of course not. Step inside. I followed Cecilia into Sam's store. It seemed like Cecilia won't let me go unless I conceded to her. Surprised you have the key to the store. Wasn't this Sam's store? I had ownership of this place before the lease got transferred to her. Kept the spare key. You never know when it might come in handy. Aren't you glad I ran into you? I didn't actually need to meet her. I just have something to give back to her. I already told you I already told her to meet you here. Sit. Go put on a movie for yourself. You know, this reminds me. A long time ago, Sam showed up at my bar one day and asked for a job. What a character. She wouldn't get out of my face until she got something out of me. That's how we first met, by the way. Did you give her the job? No way. She wasn't even old enough to work at a bar then. Really? Uh-huh. Typical troubled youth. Don't worry. I straightened her out with a proper job at the record store. It was a side business of mine at that time. Every day she would show up to work with an attitude. She'd give me sass by talking back to me. A stubborn kid. She never listened to my advice. Can't believe it's been 10 years already. The place used to be like that record store. The laser discs on the shelf used to be vinyls. The wall over there used to display cassette tapes. Time really goes by quickly. Well, you can see she turned this place into a video store now. She finds a way to make things work out somehow. That's her. I see. Seem to know Sam well. Of course. We go way back. Known her long enough, we might as well be real sisters. Enough thinking about the past. I have to get going. Here, take the spare key. If she somehow no-show today, just lock the store back up and throw the key in the mailbox. Gonna leave me here? If you don't mind. I have a dim sum brunch plan. I have to get going now. What? Wait a minute. I'm not gonna wait all day for someone I don't even know that well. I came here to get something back I left from her. You know, sometimes you think you have it all figured out. And that you have all the time in the world to act. Sometimes things don't always go the way you want. What you desire the most can slip out of your hands suddenly and without warning. What are you saying? Honestly, don't like someone who's wishy-washy about things. Complain when things go wrong. But they have no right to complain if they've been sitting on their hands the entire time. I don't understand why Samantha isn't... Why am I rambling to you? Let me ask this clearly. Are you pursuing Samantha? Huh? Are you? I just have some business with her. To be successful, you have to take the initiative. Don't be afraid to take what matters into your own hands. I know that. Pride is important. There are other things to consider as well. I'm sure you'll understand this someday. Ciao. Cecilia walked away in a huff. She seemed agitated about something. Saw her get in a cab, and she disappeared out of my sight as quickly as she came. I was left alone in Sam's video store. Got the gist of what Cecilia was saying to me. Was she actually trying to help me, or was she just antagonizing me? I understand why she had to bring it up. Looked outside. No sign of Sam. Walked back into the store and took a seat on the folding chair that Sam had left out. I understand why someone like Cecilia would trust me with the key to Sam's store. Glanced around the empty shop. Suppose there wasn't much for anyone to steal. Checked my watch. I'll give it half an hour. Don't want to wait any longer than I already have. If I didn't meet Sam today, I suppose I could leave the shirt I borrowed for her in the store. Washed it and had the consideration to bring it back to her. At least I won't owe her anything. As time went by, a few people knocked on the half-open gate and inquired if the store was open. I had to inform them to come back another day. There's a good number of missed opportunities for sales. Such inconsistency must not be good for business, I thought to myself. I waited. Read through every movie title she had in her store, though none of them really caught my interest. Turned on the TV. Left a movie in the VHS player. Watched part of it. It was almost near the end. It's a black and white Japanese film about a young woman who is pressured by everyone in her family to marry. After much resistance, she eventually decides on marrying an older, widowed man. That's how the film ends. Glanced at my watch again. It was about time to get going. Put down the bag containing Sam's shirt on the counter. Turned off the TV and the lights, and I stepped out of the store. Pulled the gates all the way back down. The click of the lock and the plonk of the key thrown into the tin mailbox. So ends my short run as a shopkeeper. Perhaps I'll return to this post someday. I was about to leave, I heard a voice call out to me. Michelle! Looked behind me. It was her. It's unmistakably Sam. I recognized her quickly. She was waving her arms at me from across the street. She wore a jean jacket with matching jean shorts, very 80s, and also, another thing. Her jacket looked bulky and heavy, while her arms shorts thin and ragged. Judging by the length of her shorts, I knew clearly that Sam was not a person who was shy to show leg. Has she no shame? I couldn't get why she was like this. Sam could be feminine one day, boyish another, something in between the next. I could never pin down her style. Something about it made me feel irritated that she could be so free like this. She was smiling. Shouted my name again, pronouncing it loudly again to the open streets. Felt like already acknowledged her with a slight head nod. No need for me to yell back. Waited for Sam to come next to me before I replied to her. She jogged lightly towards me. She skips across the traffic, nearly causing an accident. She ought to be more careful. Sweat on her brow, she looked out of breath as if she was in a hurry. Saw she was holding a bike helmet and a large bouquet of flowers. And I need a drink. It's really Michelle. The cat came back. Sam, are you looking for me? Don't pout, okay, I'm here. I'm not pouting. Really gave me trouble looking for you. Well, you found me. Came to give you back your shirt. I left it on your store counter. Thank you. I forgot all about it. How'd you get in the store, though? I ran into your friend Cecilia on the way here. She let me into your shop. It's locked back up now. I put the spare key in the mailbox. I heard a little message from her. Oh, that's strange. I didn't know she had a spare key. Well, that's something you have to sort with her. Can I get back the shirt I left with you at the cleaners? You picked it up, right? Of course I did. Can you get it for me? I'm sorry, I have to be somewhere else soon. Can I grab it for you later? I have to get going. It's an important day for me. I promise I'll give it back after. Oh, okay. Sam had her own plans too, huh? It's not surprised. It was a beautiful, sunny Saturday. Should have expected that she had her own plans and people to meet. It's not like we were friends. We were barely acquaintances. Couldn't help feeling a little bit inquisitive. So the big bouquet of flowers in your hands. Oh, wrong voice. This? It's for a special lady. Oh. Would have gotten you a bouquet too if I'd known I was going to see you today. Huh? I don't care for flowers. Would you like to meet her, Michelle? What? No, I'm going now. You're coming all this way to meet me. Since you're here, I want to introduce you to her. Come with me. No, Sam, I have plans already. That's too bad. I'm heading to Saikung. Saikung? Yeah, it's a lovely day to be by the ocean. If you can, I'd be happy if you'd come with. I don't really... It'll be fun. Let me grab a spare helmet. A helmet? I'm taking the scooter. The scooter, like a motorbike. Yeah, of course. It's dangerous. Why do you need something like that? You can take a bus everywhere in the city. Sometimes I need something to help me move stuff around. It has a hefty compartment box for storage. And it has pretty good fuel economy. Would say it's no more dangerous than the minibus. They say to keep to the speed limits, but you know how fast they can be. You have a point. I always feel like I'm going to fly out the door when I'm on a minibus. See? So you'll be coming along then? I don't know. Some plans in the evening. I see. Will it take long? No, just the afternoon. I'll come, but only if you promise me you'll give me back my blouse. Of course. And you'll bring me home by nightfall. No worries about that. Okay. Alright then, let's go. Somehow I let myself get caught up in her pace again. Part of me was a tiny bit curious to know where Sam was going. A long time since I went on a leisure trip with someone. Sai Kung was close by. It's not much further than my commute to Hong Kong Island for work. Decided to go and come back, and that'll be it between us. Sam brought out her scooter from around the corner and had me ride in the back seat. She went into her store and grabbed a helmet for me. Put the helmet on and gingerly put my arms around Sam's waist. Started the bike again with a jolt. Small bike navigated the city streets with ease. Turned onto the highway, and within minutes, we put the high-rise buildings behind us. I held tightly onto Sam. It wasn't for me to feel close to her, but I held onto her waist as tight as possible for safety's sake. It's my first time on a bike like this. If I knew I'd be on a bike today, I would have never worn a skirt. It was so breezy, I didn't like it. Sam seemed comfortable sitting in the front. She could put her feet flat down on the scooter and sit up straight. Footrest for the passenger seat of the bike was too far back from my feet. I had to lean forward and straddle the seat with my thighs to keep myself from sliding off. I didn't like my bare legs touch Sam's. I felt consciously sticky. It was a humid summer day, and despite what Sam said about the minibus, no matter how fast they were, at least the bus had a protective metal cage forming a barrier between the human body and that of a speeding roadway. You're holding me so tightly. You have to be so scared. Going too fast. I think you said this thing was slow. I never said that. Shaking so much. Sure you're going at the speed limit? I am. Slow down a bit for the corner ahead. Just lean in towards me. You almost flipped the bike. You're exaggerating. What is this old thing? It's not old. It's actually brand new. Could you drive something safer? It's safe. Let me off the next bus stop. I'll get there myself. Come on, Michelle. Just focus on the view. Look on your right. You can see the ocean. You can see anything with your hair in my face. Oh, let's make a pit stop then, quickly. Some good vibes in this music and scene and everything. Took off the helmet and I cautiously looked out. Sights of the ocean glowing with sunlight was certainly dazzling. It was a gorgeous day. The wind against us was pleasant. I could hear the sounds of boats in the distance. Sam stepped off her bike and gestured for me to take her hand. I was about to get off the bike and get a better view of the ocean when a minibus whipped past us and nearly knocked the both of us off balance. Such feelings of amazement quickly dissipated into the wind. Let's keep going. It's a little dangerous to stop here. Sam started the bike again. She continued riding the road above the ocean. It was cooler here than the city. As we continued down the road, there was less and less traffic. I felt more comfortable without the curious glances from other drivers. I couldn't feel completely at ease. Sam's bike leaned dangerously too close to the road for my comfort. Resumed the brace position and buried myself into Sam's back again. It's better to maintain a low center of gravity for safety's sake, I thought. I swore I heard Sam laugh, though it could have been my imagination. The sound of the motor was very loud. Sam's long hair was blowing into my face with the wind against us. It was hard to see anyone without her wavy hair covering up the helmet visor. Heat of the summer sun brought out all the smells of Sam's hair. The shampoo Sam used had a familiar scent. Had it been a brand I used before? The image of my best friend from high school floated into my mind. Why was that? That's right. My friend used a similar scented shampoo. I haven't thought about her in so long. She's the kind of girl who was always so clingy. Used to link arms with me whenever we went, so that scent of her shampoo was something I without a doubt recognized. Unforgettable sweet and floral scent. Nostalgic feeling for our high school days sprung forth and welled up in my heart. Seen her less and less I graduated since high school. Last time I saw her was at a wedding banquet last year. Haven't seen her since. Just how it is sometimes when your life takes a different course from another's. Everyone's so busy with their own life. So very true. Is she happy? Is she doing well, I wondered? Looked up from Sam's shoulder and towards the shimmering waves in the distance. From the bottom of my heart, I wished her happiness. We're almost there now. You doing okay? Sam rode past the town and continued up the mountain road. She did not stop until after she had pulled into the entrance of a cemetery site. She parked her bike on the side of the road and gestured for me to hop off. We're here. It's not the place you'd expect to be on a summer's weekend. But today is a special day for me to be here. Let's walk up. It's just at the top of the hill. Hope we're ready for a field trip. I followed after Sam. The stone path leading us up the hill was uneven. We walked up the steps carefully. It was quite a climb. I could see a little bit of the ocean as we climbed up the mountainside. The vegetation along the path was dense. There were clearings along the stone path that led to other family shrines and tombs. The air was hot and heavy in this place. I didn't feel much wind. Places like this always have such an atmosphere. My father's grave was also up on a hill. This reminded me. I'd gone with my mother to visit my father's grave for Qingming Festival this year. I was on a business trip abroad with my boss for an international conference. I try to imagine my mother walking up with similar stone steps with the festival crowds. She's getting older. It's been difficult for her to carry flowers, food offerings, and incense by herself to the grave. Mother insisted that I go on that trip and not pass off any opportunities at work. I wondered if it was truly what she wanted me to do as her daughter. I looked towards Sam. She walked ahead of me on the narrow stone steps. Her back gave an answer of silence. I made a note to myself that I shouldn't accept any invitations for travel next year around the time of the festival. I kept climbing the steps. Eventually reached a clearing at the top of the hill. I saw that Sam's father was there waiting. He waved for us to join him.
You were late. I've been waiting for you.
I'm late because you forgot to bring flowers.
Scolding your old father. You're just like your mother. Oh, you're the girl with those broken fiores. Kayun, you're friends with her now.
Yes, that's right.
Friends with a rough girl like you? Well, now that you're here, I'm going to get the washing water.
Michelle, this is my mother's grave.
What an odd
second date. I guess third. Yeah, she did have dinner with us the first night. Okay. Still pretty weird. I don't know that... Probably not what I would pick for a first week. Like, definitely not for the third date, and probably not in the first week. Definitely not in the first week. Probably not in the first month. Today would be her birthday anniversary. I see. I'm sorry I don't have anything to offer, but my condolences. It's alright. I wanted to bring you here. She'll be happy with your warm thoughts. She passed away due to illness when I was in primary school. Sorry to hear that. You were so young. Must have been difficult for you and your family. Just one of those unfortunate things that happen in life. My father died in a car accident when I was in high school. I don't mean to trivialize your situation. I just want to say I understand how painful it is to lose a parent. Sorry to hear about your father. It's okay. It happened years ago. Time sure flies for those in the world of the living. It does. No matter what happens, we have to keep going. Yes. Sam set the flowers she had in her hands down on her mother's tombstone. She and her father worked to clean and wash away the dirt and dust that have accumulated over the gravesite since their last visit. Incense was lit and a woody smell filled the air. Watched them burn offerings and quietly pay their respects to the departed family member. I lit a joss stick and prayed a small prayer as well. My heart felt heavy. Michelle? You're crying, are you alright? Oh, I am. Tissue? I've been crying over the death of my father since I was in high school. Memories that I had with him came into my mind for the first time in many years. Perhaps it was the combination of the incense smoke in my eyes and that of Sam's words that have touched my heart. Thought of Sam's mother, too. Imagine a scene of her in a hospital bed with young Sam by her side. How painful it must have been for her as a child to cope with all that was happening. Looked at the photo on the tomb. Sam's mother was a beautiful woman. Sam is a spitting image of her mother. I see she got her smile from her father. She and her father are both cheerful and upbeat people. I wonder what Sam's mother was like. I'm sure she was a gentle and kind mother. That's why Sam's the way she is. Whatever life you live, whoever you are, death will be an inevitable fact of life. Sometimes death will come and rob us from someone that we love, suddenly and without warning. Those in the world of the living just have to carry on. Someday, my mother Sam, everyone I know will pass from this world to the next. How lonely is life when it's viewed from this frame of mind? My father, he'd be proud of me. Life kept moving forward year after year, yet he remained in my memory. Would I forget him entirely one day? Something I'm going to pause for effect and think about that. And also because we played towards the end of last year, Please Be Happy, which is another lesbian visual novel, oddly enough. We only did one stream of it because it is a very new game and I didn't want to spoil the entire thing. I finished it off stream, and I guess to spoil it briefly, it does deal with this same theme as well. That was phenomenal, and not to wrap another game while we're playing this one, but that is going to be in my Game of the Year list for sure. So, and it deals with that theme quite heavily. Here, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me to this special place of yours. Thanks for coming with. Don't be saddened. To live each day with pride and integrity. To be good and decent people. This will make our parents and ancestors proud. Rituals are important, but sometimes they're more to those left on this side to heal and carry on. Sam said these words with wistfulness. She stared at her mother's photo. She seemed lost in her own worlds. World? But I can't read. Sam was smiling softly. There was a loneliness in her expression. Stood in silence with Sam until the last incense stick burned out. Sam's father broke the silence.
Kayan, I'm heading back first.
We're not having lunch in Saikung together?
No, you girls enjoy yourself. I'm going ahead to meet my old friends.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you again, young lady.
Thank you for having me here, Mr. Wong.
Okay, bye-bye. You girls be safe.
Let's have lunch in Saikung then? Be good to get some fresh air by the sea before we go. Okay. We walked back down the hill. The air felt lighter again. There was something that still weighed heavily in my heart. It's a dreary and lonely feeling. I wasn't sure what it was. Got back onto Sam's bike and hid my face behind her back. I didn't want her to see my teary-eyed face. Mother always said it was ugly to cry. Took her words to heart. Even from a young age, I've never liked to cry in front of others. This moment, I especially did not want Sam to see me crying like this. Couldn't help it this time. Tears kept trickling out of my eyes. I'd cried in so long. There's nothing wrong with crying. Macho Man Randy Savage even said that. He was the Macho Man. Also, rest in peace, Iron Sheik, from the other day. Guess my tear ducts felt it was just due time to let it all out. I don't know why that was the first thing that came into my mind when I was like, hey, it's okay to cry. Macho Man cried. Oh boy. Speaking of the 80s, maybe that's why there's like all these little connections there. Anyway, Sam didn't say anything. I'm sure she must have felt the patch of wet tears soaking through the clothes on her back. Started up her bike and we rode onwards. I had to collect myself. There's no reason for me to feel upset. I didn't come here with Sam to feel sentimental. Cried so much. I should eat something to restore my salt balance. True. I'll eat something quickly with her and have her take me home. That was the plan. I bet that's not going to happen. Short ride to the seaside fishing town of Saikung. Sam parked her bike near the ocean promenade. Step off to the backdrop of shimmering ocean waves and we took a leisurely stroll along the water. People lining up to buy fresh seafood from the fishmongers docked at the piers. The area was bustling with activity. Everyone seemed to be in a cheery mood today. Felt as if we had gone to a faraway place together. When you're in Saikung, you have to try seafood.
Is that so?
Of course. I don't know why I picked that voice for Michelle right there. I think it was because of reading a text I got. You been around here often? No, not often. I think the last time I came out here was maybe junior in high school with my parents. I see. My mother's ancestral home is in a village around here, so I've come here in the past. The soundtrack in this game slaps. The village? Yeah, she's of Hakka descent. Oh, there are a lot of Hakka villages in Saikong, right? Yes, though many of them sit empty now as more people have moved into the city. I see, that's too bad. Seems like a peaceful place to be. Changing economy causes people to move. It's not anything new. Migration has always been a part of our culture. It's part of survival. Still, it's sad to see an empty village. Culture and identity can live in one way or another so long as we don't forget our roots. That's true. Where's your ancestral home? My mother is Taishanese, and my father is Tichu. Kyochu? I don't know much about my ancestors. My parents don't like to talk about it. A lot of things were lost after the war and all the things happening then. Shameful to say, I'd never visited my father's or mother's village home. Don't even know where it is. I see. It's alright, you shouldn't feel ashamed. Their legacy lives on through you. You're a beautiful combination of their heritage. You know, my mother wasn't much of a traditionalist. I can't say I'm really close to her side of the family. Is that so? Yes, she left the village when she was young and found work in a theater company. Hakka women have a lot of expectations from the family, so what she did was quite shocking. I'd say she was quite modern for her time. It's incredible. Look up to my mother, my father too, they're strong people. Sam. My dad's side is Tichu, so we have something in common, right, Michelle? That's right. Ah, there's a place here with delicious Tichu oyster congee we can try. Eh? You don't like seafood? I don't mind it. Oysters are high in cholesterol. You have to be careful not to eat too much. Alright, keep that in mind. Why don't we get something to eat? Take a look around the town after that. Came all the way here. Should make the most out of today. Okay. Sam led me past the pier and into the town. She navigated the small streets with ease. It was a lively summer day. Town streets were busy with people shopping and eating. Would a video store hold its own here? It's a question I asked myself. After a few turns left and right, Sam brought me to a small cedar seafood restaurant quite away from the waterfront. It's already busy, so we were seated at a table outside. The sun was bright and high upon us. It was warm. I felt my own sweat drip down my neck. For the first time this season, I felt that it was truly summer. Isn't it summer's end, though? Oh my god. What time of year even is it? This restaurant is much beloved by the locals. They're known for their fried pissing shrimp. Is that a thing? Mantis shrimp. Same thing. Is that something with even more cholesterol compared to oyster? Well, we're here. It's a place known for their seafood specialties. Why don't we try it? You tried it before? I have not. I saw the restaurant by the pier have it too. We didn't have to walk all the way into town then. Trust me, it's really good here. Alright, I'll try it. Let's order. Sipped on iced tea while waiting. I noticed that people seemed to be more relaxed here. Saw people sitting outside, simply enjoying a cool drink in the shade. Things move slower here than in the city. Didn't take long for the food to come out, though. I was about to take a bite when I felt something wet touch my leg. What? Something touched my leg? Sam! What? Oh, it's just a cat. Here, little kitty, aren't you hungry? Meow meow, come here. A calico cat was sitting underneath the table. Sam was petting the cat casually without concern. Don't touch it. Why not? She's stray. Eh, so what? Look, she's so friendly. Come on, reach out your hand. Eh, why? She wants your attention. Don't be mean to her. Alright. What should I do? Pet her? Get her pager number. You never know. Yes, scratch her cheeks. Okay. Aw, she's purring. She's rubbing against me. Keep petting her. She's kind of cute. Why don't you give her a piece of shrimp? Feed the cat, feed the cat. Fed the cat a piece of shrimp. Cat took the piece of shrimp in its mouth and then scurried off. Aw, she ran away. It's like that sometimes. Cat appealed to my emotions, then manipulated it for her benefit. Played me like a fool. What's that? Don't be sad, she'll come and play with you again. Not sad. Aw, don't mind, let's eat while the food's still hot. How is it? It's delicious. Right? Oh, here comes the fish. Eh? It's a whole steamed fish. How many dishes did you order? 5? It's way too much for the two of us. Said you never really ate seafood here before. Don't worry, it's on me. I want you to try it. That's a lot of calories. Dilute it with the rice. That's not how that works. Okay. Alright, Michelle, you're coming around. Pretty boring at the beginning, but you're alright. We feed the leftovers to the stray cats. No, don't lure them to me. Just kidding. Let's enjoy the meal. Worry about the leftovers later. Okay. Somehow we were able to finish the meal. Walked slowly back to the waterfront. Ate so much my waistband felt tight. Sam yawned and casually stretched her arms into the air. The warm sun made me feel sleepy. I refrained from yawning and crossed my arms, had to keep up appearances in front of Sam. She's taking it too easy, I felt. Couldn't she notice the tension I had with her? I had a clear agenda. I wanted my blouse back. Intended to let Sam know today I wasn't going to see her again. There's no longer any reason to see her once I got my blouse back. But after this and that, I ended up spending nearly half the day with her. Once we arrived back at the pier, I'd planned to have her take me home. Didn't forget that Sam had suddenly kissed me the other day. I understand how Sam could act so cool and nonchalant about it. She was kind and friendly, and she smiled at me no differently than before. I should not feel affected by it. I made one final visit to the pier, leaned against the metal railings and watched the boats come and go. There was a slowness in today. The sun was still high up in the sky, but even the fishermen had to eventually pack up for the day. Started our walk back to where Sam had parked her bike. It was about time for me to confront Sam. I'd like to head back now. Is there something else you want to see? I want to go. I was gonna say when a sign caught my eye. What's this sign about? Stargazing and summer camping tour. What's that? Ah. There's a few camping sites around here where you can see the stars quite clearly. Really, this close to Hong Kong. Yep, just over the other side of the mountains. Good night, you can see the whole Milky Way. No way. There was so much light pollution in that area. There's no way. I refuse to believe that. It's absolutely beautiful. I've seen it only a few times. It's a really unforgettable sight. If they're still in Hong Kong, like the region of Hong Kong, there's so much light pollution. Even back then, there would have been tons. Probably would have been more. No way, I don't believe you. I'm still so close to the city. Yeah, I'm with Michelle on this one. And I need a drink. I'm just calling out because otherwise it just looks like the model's being possessed randomly. Really see it with all the city lights nearby? You can. Are you interested in seeing it? Never seen the constellations before with my own eyes. Growing up in the city, it's hard to see so much in the sky besides buildings and towers. There's always the planetarium. It's not really the same. Alright, why don't we go have a look? I can't. It's too far. It's not that far away, just a little hike. I'm dressed for hiking. I didn't prepare anything for it. Don't worry, it's an easy walk. We'll buy some snacks and drinks from the corner mart. We can go. I don't think I should. I wanted Sam to tell me her intentions. I didn't want to talk about it, but I couldn't leave such a big issue hanging between us. I want to know more than anything what she thought about it. She could say this to Sam, but I couldn't spit out the words. The other night, I was too forward. I apologize. I understand. I get it if you feel uncomfortable around me. I still want to be with you more, talk to you more, and learn more about you. It doesn't have to be today, it can be another time. Would that be alright with you? For a moment I sensed there was a vulnerability in Sam. Didn't know how she could always read what I was thinking. She seemed sincere. It wasn't anything to look at the stars with someone. That's like one of the most romantic things. Are you kidding me? Michelle, please. I doubted the stars could be seen like that so easily. I was curious. I've lived here my whole life and I haven't heard about stargazing here. Part of me wanted to prove her wrong. We'll be out too late if we have to wait for the stars. Sunset's around 8. How does that work for you? That's alright. As long as it's not too far and not too late, okay? Okay. But then you still have to get back. And also that means by the time you get back, it's going to be like 9 or 10. You know. That's not dinner time at all. We got on Sam's bike and she took the road that led further into the country. The road became less and less paved and more rocky as we went. She stopped at what appeared to be a trailhead for a hiking path into the mountains. We can't take the bike any further, but it's not too far of a walk from here. You comfortable in your shoes? I'm fine. Okay. Just a bit further. Walked on a dirt path that cuts through the mountain. It's the height of summer. Which is it? Because earlier you were like, oh, this is the first time it feels like summer. So that made me think maybe it's early. And now you're saying it's the height of summer, which should be like the middle, hotter than July, everybody knows. You better know. Or the title of the game is A Summer's End. Which is it? June 23rd. No, I don't know, whatever. So we walked, dirt got into my shoes. Walking itself wasn't uncomfortable, but the rocky path made scratches and marks on the white leather of my shoes. Oh well, it's nothing to be upset about. I mean, her dad's kind of a cobbler. I think he can fix some dirt in your shoes. Looked at Sam. She still wore a thin jean jacket. She was sweating quite profusely. I tried to combine a few words there. Oh, there she does it again. Wiping the sweat off her brow with her hands. It's a bad habit to have. Dirt and dead skin from her hands could clog and enlarge her facial pores. People with good skin should cherish it. Passed my handkerchief to Sam. She passed it back without using it. Wiped my own sweat from my neck. Kept walking and walking. I wasn't exactly sure where Sam was taking us. There was no view other than shrubs and trees. The trail eventually took us through the woods and onto grassy mountain hills. It's an incline in our walk. Thankfully, it didn't take long to reach the plateau. I saw nestled below the foothills was a secluded ocean cove. A stone path ahead leading down to the beach. Felt a salty sea breeze from the top of the hill. It was pleasant. The sky appeared much bluer and wider here. It seemed as if the horizon stretched into eternity. I stared into the endless blue. My head was spinning. The height made me feel dizzy. Sam tapped lightly on my shoulder. Might have been swallowed by the sky had Sam not been so grounded on her feet. Drink some water. We're just about there. Feel better in the shade below. Okay. We descended down the stone steps. We'd finally arrived at our destination. We made it. I'm so sweaty. I hate humidity. How are you making out? Tired? I'm good. The response to that would have been soon. Get it? 'Cause I know where this is going now. Yeah, I feel like I would have taken off the jean jacket though. It's a good look for her, but it's sometime in the summer. Can't believe you hardly broke a sweat. You even human? I perspire normally, I think. Is that so? I help myself to the soft drinks. Which one would you like? The same one you're having. Coke then. Okay. It's beautiful here. Yeah. Surprised not a lot of people are here. We're at a secret spot. I used to come here and some of the beaches further out with my family. Used to stay past sunset and make bonfires. Is that so? Yep. I never did such a recreational thing with my family. It's pretty fun. What kind of things did you do on the beach with them? Lots of things. We ate snacks, played cards, swam, fished, and of course watched the stars. Too bad we don't have a tent today. We could sleep outside with it. You know, the crabs come out at night and pinch you all over if you fall asleep on the beach. Really? Sounds exciting in its own way. Ooh, Michelle. That's naughty. Not really, it hurts. Let's make a spot for ourselves in the shade over there. It's about to burn up in the sun. Wait, Sam? What is it? A cool pack. I got it from the convenience store earlier. For me? Yes. Put it on the back of your neck. Ooh. Is it okay if I touch your hair? Go ahead, I don't mind. Thank you. Feels nice. Skin is quite red now. It's gonna peel if you let it burn like this. Take care of yourself more, you know. You must be hot in your jacket. Michelle. Sam, could you take it off? Huh? There's people around, though. What? I mean for the bug spray. Got it at the convenience store, too. I'll spray it on you. Oh. It's okay. You can use it for yourself. I don't need it. Don't need it? In a subtropical climate? At this altitude? This time of year? Take my chances. I don't like the sticky feeling of bug spray. Rarely get mosquito bites anyways. It's one of those people. Well, if you don't ask for my Nopico, if you get bit, your Nopico. This itch cream, I always have it with me, just in case. Never know when with mosquito and bug bites. Oh, Michelle, you're really prepared for today. I always get a bad reaction from mosquito bites. It's for my own sake. I didn't bring it specifically for today. I mean, you're the one who should be more prepared. Didn't even think about putting on bug repellent. We're out for so long. Okay, I'll put it on. We won't attract any more bugs to us. I'll bother you to apply it for me. Sure. Can help spray your back, too. I'm fine for now. Already sprayed myself earlier, maybe in a couple hours. Got the concentrated spray, but it says apply every 5 hours. Really? Does that mean I have to spray it again later? Of course. Let's not forget about the sunscreen, too. Huh? Don't tell me you didn't apply sunscreen. I forgot. You already said that she had sunburn. She obviously didn't. I have some in my bag if you want to borrow it. But it's 30 FPF, 30 SPF. You have to apply every 2 hours. Did they know that? Back in the 80s? Were you aware of that? It's amazing, Michelle. Your bag is like Dora Meow's magic pocket. Eh? Found a little spot for us to sit in the shade. Cool breeze was cool, and the sand was warm under our feet. We positioned ourselves to look out towards the sea. Water was such a beautiful azure blue today. Sound of the ocean waves and rustling leaves was soothing to my ears. I could sit here and look at this for 10,000 years, I thought. What's stopping you? We ate our convenience store snacks during the time we were waiting. I'd let Sam pick and choose the snacks as it was her idea to begin with. Sam liked crunchy and spicy snacks like flavored chips and shrimp crackers. I'd like chewy and savory snacks like jerky and biscuits with filling. Noticed more and more we weren't compatible in any sense. Despite this, we'd passed the entire day together without the strain or tension I'd expected. Could make light conversation or just quietly admire the view. It didn't really seem to matter to us. Whatever we did, the sun eventually made its way down the horizon. Time passed by at a paradoxical rate whenever I was with Sam. It would be neither too fast nor too slow. It always moved at its own pace, never as intended. Almost failed to notice when the sky turned to vivid pink at sunset. Despite the troubles I had within my heart, I could not deny the sunset tonight was simply sublime. Sam? What is it? Forgot to mention. Watch that movie I got from you the other day. Oh, how'd you find it? It's interesting. It's different from other movies I've watched. I see. Did you like it? I liked it. I'm glad. It's a pretty heavy movie to watch, I have to say. Yeah, it was cruel that it had to end like that. Yeah, it was a sad ending. It's even more terrible to know the real actress experienced something similar in her life as met with her own tragedy. Really. It's so sad. It makes me angry. Why wasn't more done to protect her? How could such a thing happen even after making such a film? It's a horrific thing. We can't speak on her behalf or her experiences. What happened to her is not something we could ever fully understand. It's not always a matter of strength and mental resolve. I know. That's why we have to be sensitive and empathetic even when others aren't. We have to be hopeful. I like to think things are a little better now than they were. Ruin left a spectacular legacy. We can't forget her tragedy. The message of the film still applies to today's society. It's not easy to change people's perceptions. I think so. But thinking like that is sad. I don't know. I mean, it's better now, right? It's not like in the past where women couldn't go to school and work. It might have been difficult in the 30s, but it shouldn't be so hard to live freely anymore. Oh god, I just had a horrible realization. I just nonchalantly was like, oh yeah, it said 1930s. It specifically said 1930s, and I just read it as the 30s. But that's coming up again. Oh god. Shouldn't be so hard to live freely anymore, right? I won't be able to... damn it. I think that's something only you can answer. This conversation got quite serious, didn't it? Oh, I wanted to ask of you about it, too. I've been thinking about the messages in these old films. Watch them so detached from the people who made them. How would they feel if they knew people 50 years later would still be watching and discussing them? We see a beautiful face. We'll never really know what was happening behind the screen. Were we respecting Ruan by keeping her films and watching them? Even if those films might have been produced during the most painful moments of her life? I don't think it's disrespectful. I think, as long as you make an effort to try to understand the person, I think the person would be happy knowing that you made an effort to keep them in your memory. I don't think they'd want you to turn away from them, but it's still something complicated. There's no right answer, I think. That's right. We shouldn't forget. We shouldn't turn away. need to understand it so we don't make the same mistakes again. That's right. I think you're a thoughtful person, Sam. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. Really think so? I was afraid I gave you the wrong impression. No. Really appreciate you coming out with me today. It's fine. I didn't have much planned today anyway. I'm happy to see the stars with you. It's nice that we can talk frankly. I enjoy spending time with you like this. The sun should be setting soon. We'll really see the stars from here. Yes, just wait patiently. The sun had finally begun to dip beneath the horizon. As it grew darker, stars started filling the sky, appearing one after another. It's that one. It's such a bright one. That one's called Vega. Vega? It's one of the stars that form the summer triangle. See the other two stars there? So that's Vega, and that's Altair with Deneb over there. Oh, I see it. I know of that story. Star-crossed lovers, the cowherd and the weaver girl. That reminds me, the Seven Sisters Festival is in August sometime, right? That's right. This year it's on August 12th. Really? People celebrate the Western Valentine's Day nowadays. Never really know the date of the festival. I understand. It's nice to be on the receiving end for chocolates and flowers. Nowadays, I suppose it isn't so pertinent to be praying to the gods for a good husband and a fertile marriage. Tell that to my mother. She's worried I'll become a spinster if I don't try hard to get married. But I'm sure she'll have even more complaints once I start dating. Just thinking of your best interests, I'm sure. Romance shouldn't be taken lightheartedly. I know. My dad's still holding out the thought I would get married someday. Is that so? Do you not plan on getting married? Well, even if I find the right person, I'm not sure I can. I see. What about you, Michelle? Huh? I haven't thought about it yet. Mother has a lot of expectations on what sort of person I should marry. He has to be older, wealthier, taller. He should have a prominent chin and a square forehead. His lips shouldn't be too big and his eyebrows shouldn't be too thin. She really cares about the feng shui of someone's face. I don't know why she even believes in such things. It's quite a laundry list. You're a wonderful person, Michelle. Sure won't have trouble finding someone like that. Make a beautiful bride someday. I don't have the right time now to care for that. I'm so busy with work. If you ever feel you need a little spiritual help, there's a temple in the New Territories that's dedicated to the Seven Sister deities. It's not too far from here. It's one of the few temples that still celebrate the festival. If you pray there, you'll be guaranteed to find your love. Really. I believe in that superstitious stuff. I think such prayers aren't necessary these days. There's more to life than getting married. Career and personal growth is important, too. You think so? Such a modern woman, Michelle. Well, there's already so much to do. You know, I heard from someone that if you leave a bag of toiletries as an offering at the day of the festival, you're granted smooth and unblemished skin for the rest of your life. What? I don't believe that. When did those legends get so specific? Is it supposed to be needlework and fruit offerings? You made that one up, didn't you? My beautiful skin can attest. Uh-huh. I don't believe you. Go to the temple on the day of the festival and see for yourself. I don't want to. Something so trivial, there's no need to bother the gods about it. Trivial, huh? My, Michelle, you must be so popular. No, I mean, I agree with what you mean. You take matters of love into your own hands. Can't be afraid to fall in love first. Get hurt if you think that way. It's better than waiting or giving up on it entirely. You're brave. I'm not sure if I can do the same. I wouldn't say that I'm brave. I just want to be myself, that's all. I think you're a brave person, Michelle. If you speak your mind, I find it quite attractive. Oh, don't be flustered. I mean it. Please, be honest with me. Sam, about that big bright star over there. You know what that one is? Oh, that one? I think it's in Antares, the heart of the scorpion. The heart of the scorpion. I seem to know a lot about this. I like astronomy and astrology. Is that so? Astrology, like star signs. Oh, no. No, it's... whatever. Yeah, what's your sign? That's why I was dreading it. I was like, is she gonna... Are we really gonna get that line? But yes. Yes, we are. I don't know. What does it go by? Date of birth? I see. Tell me. What? Your birthday. Why? So I can tell you your sign. I don't believe in those things. It's harmless fun. It's February 16th. Ah, you're an Aquarius. Makes sense. Huh? What's your sign then? Capricorn? They're highly compatible with Aquarius signs. So that's so. No, I made that up just now. Compatibility is all how you try to understand each other, don't you think? Of course, I didn't think for a second that star signs mattered. But you never know. What? Alright, how about your lunar zodiac sign? What is it? Tell me, please. Rabbit. Oh, next year will be your year then. Turning 24 or 36, you're reaching a big milestone. Big challenges in the year coming for you. So I didn't want to tell you. So you're 35 then. I thought you'd be younger than me. Wonderful. I'm 23. What's your zodiac? Eh? I'm older than you. That's all you have to know. Want to know. Okay. Was born in the year of the dog. Dog? Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, dog. Then you're 33. I think your zodiac order's not quite right. Eh? I'll look it up later. So cute, Michelle. Alright, I'll tell you. My age is not a secret. I'm 27. Such a large gap. It could never work. Oh. Oh? What do you mean by oh? Ooh. That's a tough one here. We actually have to think on this here for a second. Because I genuinely don't know how I would answer this. I guess I thought you would be this age. That seems like the safe one. Let's go with that. I thought you would be this age. Really? You're mature and knowledgeable in a lot of things. You're also open-minded and adventurous. I like that about you. Michelle? Will we really be able to see the Milky Way from here? It depends. Sometimes it's quite visible, but other times we might have to wait until midnight for it to be dark enough to see. Do you want to head back now? You mentioned you had to go by nightfall. Not yet. It's fine. Can I stay out a little longer with you? Is that okay? Okay. Whole day passed, and Sam hadn't brought up the issue of our relationship. Couldn't bring myself to ask her directly about it. Doing that would mean I had to confront my own feelings towards Sam. Sam was once again stoic behind a smile. Couldn't guess what she was feeling, as if the clock had been reset to the first day I met Sam. I was looking at the background and reading at the same time. It wasn't bad that it was like this. Still, it wasn't fair to have Sam wait with me for so long just to see the stars. I'm not one to usually have requests, but that night, I really wanted to see it. Catch a glimpse of the Milky Way with my own eyes. I felt I would know how small we were as individuals in the universe. How much smaller the things that concern us must be. I wanted to understand this feeling. I wanted to confirm that it was tangible and real. We waited and waited. Waited for the bands of nebulous clouds and star clusters to appear in the night sky. But they continued to elude us. I knew they existed regardless of my observation. Needed to ascertain it with my own eyes. Sometime between dusk and twilight, I drifted into a deep slumber. Dreamed a strange dream. It was a scene that I played out in my memory so many times since that day. It was in my high school classroom. It's the first day back to school after summer break. I was chatting with my classmates before the start of the afternoon classes. I was about to tell them the story of my summer trip to Taiwan. I was called to step out of the classroom. Been someone who urgently needed to see me. Instead of it being my mother waiting to see me, like it was in my memory, it was Sam in her red dress. She gestured for me to follow. It was strange, as if I was put in a trance. I followed her out of the school without question. Sat behind Sam on her bike. She drove it to some distant place in the countryside. Got off the bike and we walked along one of the mountain paths. Day wore on into night. We'd reached the mountain plateau. Sam suddenly ran ahead of me. I tried to follow. However, I quickly lost sight of her. I did my best to chase after her through the thickets of trees and branches. I was running blindly before I could realize. I slipped and lost my footing. I tumbled down a cliffside. I did not feel pain. In fact, I seemed to be in free fall. It was quite a surreal experience falling in a dark void. I eventually hit a bottom and landed in a pool of water. It seemed to be the ocean. The briny smell was strong. The water felt cold and heavy. I could not see anything. It was dark. It felt as if I was sinking deeper and deeper into the watery depths. A heavy weight passed against me. My chest felt tight. I thought I was going to drown. There was suffocating realness to this dream. I was frightened. I struggled and struggled to swim to the surface. I couldn't fight whatever force that was pulling me down. Everything became black. I must have passed out. When I came to, I found that instead of sinking deeper into the water, I found myself floating upwards, as if I was drifting towards the celestial plane. I struggled to get myself grounded, but I had no control over my trajectory. I closed my eyes. I felt oddly at peace floating upwards like this. I was resigned, thinking that I would be forever lost in the cosmos, when I heard a voice call out to me. I opened my eyes to find myself afloat in silvery water. Water was cool. Clear, transparent quality, but I couldn't make out the bottom of its depths. From a distance, I saw the light of a lantern coming towards me. It was a woman I did not know. She wore an orange robe with flowing sleeves. She rowed her small wooden boat towards me. The red lantern perched on the boat illuminated her figure, but her face was quite obscured. I can see it right there. I saw that her makeup was an older style, but I could not place the period. The woman gestured for me to get onto her boat. I called her saying she could help me find my way back home. Strangely, I didn't hesitate. I didn't feel any ill intent from her. I climbed onto the boat. The woman had me sit at the front. She stood on the back and steered. The boat glided along the water quietly. It seemed to have traversed a fair distance in the darkness. The only guiding light in the distance was the stars above. The woman did not say anything to me when I was on the boat. The only sound that could be heard was the sound of the oar pushing water. I couldn't make out the woman's expression. She had an air of quiet dignity and an imposing presence. I was afraid to cross her unknowingly. I was scared, but I didn't feel that she was someone harmful. Something about her seemed familiar. I couldn't place why. Though the temperature of the water and our surroundings felt cold, she gave me a warm feeling. The dark night didn't seem so terrifying anymore. The night of the stars above grew brighter as we journeyed onward. The night sky was beautiful, I remember thinking to myself. Eventually, we neared land. I saw a sandy beach nestled in a mountain cove from a distance. It seemed familiar, like a place from a recent memory. As we got closer and closer to land, I saw there was someone at the shore waiting for me. It had been Sam. She was there waiting for me all along. I was about to step off the boat, the woman said something to me. I remember it distinctly. She had a sweet and gentle voice. She sang to me a poem from a song I recall hearing a long time ago. The spring breeze blows, the young swallow's tail make ripple on the water. Little waves dash away the reflections of the lotus flower. Perhaps in still water, the swallow will see her own reflection and take flight towards the new moon. My mind was clouded. I could not understand her words. I turned to face her. She spoke to me again in plain language. Young lady, haven't you realized yet? The summer that you remember had ended long ago. You have to wake up from this dream and take your first step forward. I stepped off the boat, and when I looked back, she was already gone. There was no boat, no lantern. There were no traces of the woman. All I saw was the ocean, the beach, and Sam before me. And I woke up from my dream. Michelle? Did you fall asleep? Michelle? It was dark when I woke up. Couldn't make out any lights in the sky or much of anything else before me. The sound of the ocean waves told me I was still on the beach, but I couldn't see where Sam was. A cold chill run through my spine. It was unnerving to be alone in the dark like this. Sam, where are you? I'm here. I felt her hand on my shoulder. Sam had been next to me the whole time. Are you all right? You look scared. I had a strange dream. I was afraid you left. Leave you alone here in the dark? I don't know. Oh. Tired? No. I didn't mean to fall asleep. No worries, you weren't out long. Really? It's so dark now. Huh? Is it still not dark enough? Can't see any more stars now compared to earlier. Clouds had rolled in. Some nights are like that. Oh. Disappointed? No, it's getting late now. I think we should go. Stay any longer, we're going to get eaten alive by mosquitoes. I see. We have a bit of a walk back to the bike. Hold on to my hand, all right? The walk back from the beach wasn't too far, but I wished in my heart that it was just a bit further. It wasn't that I absolutely had to see stars. Go to the planetarium any time if I wanted to see them. It was just a bit further. I think I see where the bike is. Michelle? Wait, Sam. What is it? Sam, look up. The clouds opened up a rift in the sky, and we were able to see it. The streaks of spiraling stars and stardust that formed the arms of the Milky Way appeared in the night sky above us. A cluster of starry lights shone brightly for us in this temporal moment. Gazed at it as long as we could. Knew it would only be a short moment. The clouds would soon cover the sky once again, turning the night to a plain darkness. But we saw it. We actually saw it. And it was stunning. I looked over to Sam. Just looking up at the sky, her eyes were wide in awe. She was smiling from ear to ear. My heart swelled with an unknown joy. My chest felt tight as if my heart was going to burst. It was a heavy feeling, a cathartic release of emotions. It was almost frightening. I reached out for Sam's hand in the darkness. She gently squeezed my hand back. I felt assured that I was here on the same plane with her, that we were living witnesses of this night. Beautiful. It really is. It's tremendous to see the stars like this with your own eyes. So many more stars in the night sky than I could have imagined. Yes, it's quite a sight. I've seen a night sky quite like this before. Really glad we got to see it. Thank you for bringing me here. I had a good time coming here. It would be nice to see it again. Sam. Michelle? I'll always treasure this moment. Thank you, Sam. Me too, Michelle. We rode on Sam's bike back to the city. The winding mountain road in the twilight hours of the night felt as if we were the only people in the world. I held tightly onto Sam. Her dust-filled shoes flung out sand into the careless wind. Her hair smelled like the sun and the sea. Our moment together felt like a dream. I wasn't dreaming, though. I was in the real world. Time moved forward without bias, and soon the city lights came into view. I thought about that the road back was short. Today I felt as if I'd gone to another country with Sam. The city always been so close. City lights shone so brightly from the distance, much brighter than the light of the stars. The road was smooth. We entered the freeway. The city lights got closer and closer. I could almost grasp the light in my hands. I saw in the distance the city that we call home. It's the city that never sleeps. Oh my god, we really went on a journey. We're in New York now. That's crazy. It's a hell of a scooter. City lights always shine so brightly, they never allowed the sky to rest. Even in the midnight hours, she cried more, more, more. The sky was greenish blue from the city lights. It was never pitch black like the way it was when I was on the beach. The city lights were many and bright. They shroud us from seeing the stars that were just above us, but I don't dislike them for that. Each shining light in the city served as beacons to the rest of the universe, saying loudly that we were here, and we existed in this moment. A sign of how many people were out there trying to make their claim to this place we call home. Sam and I were just one of the many. No matter what becomes of us, the city lights and the stars above will keep on shining. What transpired tonight might ultimately have no effect on the fate of the universe, but it was something significant to me. I held on to Sam more tightly. I felt insecure. Cars and other vehicles spread by us as we entered the urban landscape. Though we are no longer alone on the road, our journey was its own. I could hear the sounds of the city quite clearly now. The sounds of traffic. Sound of vehicle engines, car horns, and audible crossing signal was unavoidable anywhere in Hong Kong. As we entered the city proper, I could hear the sound of people chatting on the sidewalks, and the music playing in the distance. The city was still bustling at this midnight hour. My heart felt pained. We weren't going as fast anymore on the bike, but it felt as if we were accelerating out of control towards something too unknown and abstract. Such a heavy feeling. Part of me wanted to hit the brakes on this. Another part of me wanted me to keep going, further and further. Why did I have to feel like this? Sam looked over her shoulder at me at the next traffic stop. Couldn't make out the expression in her eyes. I saw was my own reflection in her helmet. It's rolled past midnight, and for the first time, thought to myself that I didn't want to go home. Where is your home, Michelle? It's by Kowloon City. Okay, I'll drop you off. I can bring your shirt to you another time. That's right. Almost forgot about it. Pedestrian signal was counting down. The light was about to change. Sam took her foot off the road and back on the bike. Felt the forward momentum of the bike slowly inching ahead. Sam tightened her grip on the throttle. I should tell her. Before it was too late to turn back. Sam? You don't have to take me back home. I want to go back with you. Michelle. Ooh. It had been quite late already. It's much past the time I should have been home. I didn't have any ulterior motives to be here. I just didn't want to go home yet. I wanted to say this to Sam, but I couldn't find the words to articulate this. I looked over to Sam. She acted cool and casual, as if such a scene had played out before 100 times already. I didn't like that. It's been a long day. Want me to put on a movie? If you're hungry, we can get something to eat. Still a lot of late-night eateries open here. Midnight snack would be fun. There's wonton noodles, dim sum, barbecue. Let's not forget the da long. Just name it. Sam, I'm not hungry. Oh. Looks around her place. It's hard to look at Sam in the eye for some reason. Saw a familiar blouse hanging by the bed. But that's right, I almost forgot. It's your blouse. Sam handed me my blouse. It's neatly pressed. No stain or damage could be found. It's lucky we didn't stain it at all, right? Sam looked over to me. Her eyes seemed to search for a response. We spent the whole day together, yet this was the first time I'd looked deeply into her eyes. I couldn't endure her gaze that seemed to look through me. I turned away. I had no words to say. Sam turned her back to me and walked over to the balcony. She opened the door and stepped out. Felt the night air fill her room. She seemed to be searching for something in the night sky. I didn't know what. Neon lights covered Sam in vivid reds, stood apart in the dim blue room. The artwork in this game really is cool. It perfectly captures the vibe that they're going for with everything about this. They did a phenomenal job with this. The distance between us was only a room's length, but the dividing line was all too apparent. I felt incredibly lonely like this. You can't see a single star from here, but occasionally you can see airplanes flying in and out of Kai Tak. Something about seeing a plane taking off makes you want to go somewhere. Sometimes when I see a plane in the night sky, imagine myself sitting on it, looking down on the city from the window seat of the plane 1,000 feet in the air. The cabin lights turn off. I lean back. Rest assured I'll be somewhere far away after a night's sleep. Did you feel that way sometimes? I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure if I shared the same feelings with Sam. Tried to imagine the same scene that she had described. I was up in the air inside an airplane, looking out the window at the city lights. Where was I going? I didn't have an answer for myself. It wasn't a specific place that came to mind where I wanted to travel. I searched for an answer in my heart. I wanted to go somewhere. It didn't matter so much where. What I wanted was to go somewhere, with someone at my side. I stepped towards Sam. What I was searching for wasn't something that could be found outside her window. It wasn't something that could be seen in the sky either. I reached out towards her. I hoped she could answer me. Sam? Michelle? Sam? How do you feel about me? Michelle? Forget it. It's nothing. I like you. What do you mean? I would like us to be more than this. More? I don't understand. How could two women... If it's something possible with you, it's impossible. We're both... I just think... Michelle, look at me. Michelle, don't tell me what you think, but rather how you feel. Feel? I feel like you're an old friend. That you're easy to talk to and you always have something interesting to say. I like that about you. Michelle, what am I to you? When we kissed last time, did you feel it to be wrong? Kissed? It did. But it didn't. I can't tell you. If we kissed again, would it be alright? There you go, Michelle. Or Sam. Consent's important. Sam, I don't know. I had a really good day with you. Michelle, you're a charming person. I want to be with you more. I want to get to know you more. I have a good feeling just from being with you today. I want to go somewhere again with you, and I want to talk with you more. And if you don't mind, I want to kiss you again. I want to be someone close to you. I want to hold you and touch you. Sam, please, that's too much. I can't... You can't? I don't know. I never felt this way before. My heart is pounding so fast, I don't know what to do with it. Michelle? Sam? May I? Same place where we had shared our first kiss. Found myself again, face to face with Sam. This time there were hardly any sounds outside to disturb us. Nor were there any smells from a neighbor's cooking to distract us. Even if there was something, I didn't pay it any heed. Wow, I really botched that. My attention was to the person before me. Just the two of us. We could make it if we try, together in this lonely hour. My back leaned against the cool glass of the balcony window. Sam's warm body pressed against mine. She deepened her kiss and I followed. Wanted time to pause and let us be like this for a bit longer. Wanted to take in this moment, slowly, so I wouldn't forget. I broke free from her kiss. Sam held her arms around me gently, looked into her eyes. Michelle, I want to show you my feelings, more than this. Sam, please. Just kissing is already enough for me. Michelle, are you scared? I'm not. Then, can I kiss you again? Sam. I was gonna say, there's no way they're not gonna have an illustration for this. We kissed with passion. I didn't stop Sam. I couldn't deny that I wanted to understand this feeling I had with Sam, though my logical being said that I should push her away. It shouldn't be like this, though. It shouldn't be like this at all. But against all reason, I tightened my embrace. I held Sam closer. Couldn't explain to myself why. Why tonight, of all nights, I could go further with her. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if we were using the adult DLC, this is where there would be more content. Whatever will be, until the sun rises. And we are going to end it there. I was planning on going for about 2 hours, but I feel like that is a pretty neat and orderly place to leave it. Right after another encounter with Sam, just like the first stream. Funny how that works. Yeah, the presentation of this is quite good. Absolutely. I'm curious to see how it plays out. I'm glad that they sort of addressed the elephant in the room of Sam being perhaps a bit too forward before. So we're getting more of Michelle kind of finding herself and coming to grips with this, which I think is good. We'll be finishing this next week, though. It's weird with no music, isn't it? Change that. But yeah, I'm certainly enjoying this and curious to see where they take it. And whether you were here live or you happen to watch this VOD later on down the road, I hope you enjoy it too. And until next time, have a good one.